Thank you all so very much for this honor. When Sue called me a few months ago to say that the music team had decided to award me the Grace Note this year, I was frankly flabbergasted. I think there was probably about 10 seconds of silence on the phone because my first thought was, I'm not worthy of that. And I've taken Karen Drucker's inner critic workshop. But I accepted. And the more I thought about it, I decided I was proud to accept because the work that I have done is behind the scenes to some extent, organizational, in support of the amazing artists that are writing music that are changing lives all over the country, all over the world. And I was proud to be there to be kind of the wind under their wings. My husband Roger, whose entire career was in arts administration, other than also being a professor, but many years he was in arts administration, and he used to say, being in arts administration is kind of like technical theater, you know, the people that do the light and the sound and change the sets. If you do a good job, the magic bubble doesn't burst, and no one really necessarily even knows you're there. So the fact that you're giving me this award, I don't know what that means because you did notice. But I know many of you do the same thing in your home churches. You know, you wear the left brain, right brain. You have to work with your entire brain. And so on behalf of all of us that do that, I am very proud to accept this. Thank you. So now Sue tells me that this is my few moments. And since this is the 20th anniversary, and Roger and I have been coming, well, we came to the second ever, I believe, Sound Connections conference was the first thing we came to. So I would, with your indulgence, I'm going to take a little trip down memory lane. And I will try not to talk too much, and we'll get right to the music. But the first time that I came to one of these conferences, I was a baby Unity director. I had come to Unity of Fairfax when I followed my heart and my spiritual inclinations and left 20 years of serving in Protestant churches. I'm classically trained, and so the first year or two at Unity of Fairfax, I had been, we had a choir. We started the band. We were singing contemporary Christian praise music and just changing lyrics because I didn't know what else to do. I was scared to death of doing this thing called playing under meditation because, again, classically trained. If the piano part is written out for me, I'm fine. So I would just bring hymns and kind of try not to make the melody look too obvious when I played under meditation. Well, we found out about this conference and we came, and my mind was pretty much blown because at that point in time there were two tracks really of workshops, as Richard McDeesey said, for the two kinds of musicians. There are the classically trained musicians who have one set of tools and strengths, and then there are the gigsters who can play in any key and can improvise and have a completely other, you know, hat full of tricks. And so at that conference, I took a workshop on how to play under meditation. I took a workshop on what is a New Thought song, and I found all this fabulous music. I was so blown away that when the conference ended, I saw Sue in the parking lot, and I just went up and kind of gushed at her, and I said, this was so wonderful. This was exactly what I needed. if there's anything I could do to help next year, thinking, you know, I could work a shift in the bookstore, you know. She said, "You want to be on the team? So be careful what you, for you new folks, be careful what you ask for." So at that point, I did come on the team, and for the next several years, in addition to doing the workbooks, or the songbooks, and I don't remember being the one that came with a spreadsheet, but okay. In addition to that, for the first several years, Melinda Wood Allen and I were the choir girls, and we would take turns directing the chorus, but we also did rehearsal technique workshops. We did choral reading sessions to bring published choir music that was appropriate for Unity churches, things like that. And that was a lot of fun. And I would have to say that now, 9 years into my retirement, the thing I miss the most is directing a choir from my church job. So what I would like to do is make you all my choir right now. I think there's a slide, maybe.
Hey, Carole, before we do that.
Yes?
May I give you this? Oops. That's okay. May I give you this crown?